chapter, market economy. First question, what is a market economy? And the options are an economic system taking from each according to ability and giving to those in need, a government-regulated economic system, an economic system regulated by supply and demand, not the government, or an economic system with only the most educated having the power. Hopefully, you already have an idea. All right, this is written by Cindy Gregg. A market economy is a type of economy where supply and demand regulate the economy rather than government intervention. Well, that answered that one really fast. It is a decent one. And I'm going to copy it and put it in the chat. Since it's long. All right. Who makes the decisions in a market economy? The educated, the government, buyers and sellers, the wealthy. A true free market economy is an economy in which resources are owned by individuals. The decisions about the allocation of those resources are made by individuals without government intervention. There are no completely free enterprise or market economies. The United States has more characteristics of a market economy than a command economy, where government controls the market. In a market economy, the producer gets to decide what to produce and how much to produce, what to charge customers for those goods, and what to pay employees. These decisions in a free market economy are influenced by the pressures of competition, supply, and demand. So this is going to be the buyers and the sellers. So number 2 is the buyers and the sellers. Who owns most of the resources, equipment, buildings, goods, and services in a market economy? We've got the government, the poor, individuals, and private businesses, the wealthy. One of the most important characteristics of a market economy, also called a free enterprise economy, and remember in our notes, enterprise means business, so you could say called a free business economy, is the role of limited government. Most economic decisions are made by buyers and sellers, not the government. Well, there's the exact phrase that I needed to find. A competitive market economy promotes the efficient use of its resources. It is self-regulating and self-adjusting economy. No significant economic role for government is necessary. However, a number of limitations and undesirable outcomes associated with the market economy result in active but limited economic role for government. In a market economy, almost everything is owned by individuals and private businesses, not the government. So, number 3 is individuals and private businesses. Okay. Let's see. What happens with free enterprise? Sellers are free to sell in markets of their choice. Workers are free to work wherever they choose. Entrepreneurs are free to produce goods and services and sell them at a price they choose. All of these private entrepreneurs are free to get and use resources. And you might want to take a guess what the answer is. No, everybody's still asleep. Whenever you see a question that has all of these, that's your sign. All right, where was I at? I was here somewhere. Okay.
All of these?
Yeah, it's all of these. Natural and capital resources, wait, I got that part already. The goods and services produced in an economy are privately owned. This private ownership, combined with the freedom to negotiate legally binding contracts, permits people to obtain and use resources as they choose. A market economy has freedom of choice and free enterprise. Private entrepreneurs are free. I hope you've noticed there is a reoccurring theme of free. All right. Free to get and use resources and use them to produce goods and services. They're also free to sell these goods and services in markets of their choice. Consumers are free to buy the goods and services that best fill their wants and needs. Workers are free to seek jobs for which they are qualified. Okay, so number 4, all of these. All right. What is the driving force of a market economy? A motive of helping others, the richest citizens bearing the burden of taxes and government services, wanting to put government first, or a motive of self-interest. There's our answer. A market economy is driven by the motive of self-interest. So number 5, a motive of self-interest. What pressure limits the abuse of economic power in a market economy? Price, demand, supply, competition. Consumers have the motive of trying to get the greatest benefits from their budgets. Entrepreneurs try to get the highest profits for their businesses. Workers try to get the highest possible wages and salaries. Owners of capital resources try to get the highest possible prices from the rent or sale of their resources. This invisible hand of self-interest is the driving force of a market economy. Competition is another important characteristic of a market economy. Instead of government regulation, competition limits abuse of economic power by one business or individual against another. Each competitor tries to further his own self-interest. This economic rivalry means that buyers and sellers are free to enter or leave any market. It also means the buyers and sellers are acting independently in the marketplace. When businesses compete for customers, they want to sell their goods or services at the lowest possible price while still earning a profit for themselves. Consumers compete for goods and services. If the supply of a needed good or service is low, the consumer must pay a higher price. Consumers must compete to get goods or services by paying more or going out of their way to buy the products they need and want.
So number 6 is competition?
Correct. Number 6 is competition. Instead of government planning, what structures a market economy? We've got types of money available, consumers and producers, markets and prices, fair business practices. A system, I think this is a system of markets and prices working together at the structure of a market economy, not the central planning by government. A market brings buyers and sellers together. The wants of buyers and sellers are registered on the supply and demand sides of various markets. The outcome of these choices is a system of product and resource prices. Prices are the guideposts of which buyers and sellers make and revise their choices in furthering their self-interests. Is that the answer? It's going to be consumers and producers. Or is it markets and prices? Let me go back up. Let me double check. Wait, markets and prices. There's the structure. Okay. Markets and prices. I almost messed myself up. That's why if you're not sure of an answer, you should go back and make sure, not just be like, ooh, that sounds good. That sounds about right. All right, which of these is not an advantage of a market economy? Individual risk resulting in higher gains for individuals and society, more civil and political freedoms, more choices in goods and services for consumers, lower quality and higher prices. Well, if you look at this, just so you know, there's only one thing in here that sounds bad. 3 of those sound good. So the bad one is probably, you know, the answer. The advantage of a market economy are many. There should be advantages of a market economy. The competition ensures greater quality and lower prices for consumers. Individuals are encouraged to take business risks to further their own economic interests, which benefit the economy as well. I need to go through here. Oh my god. Economists Frederick von Hayek and Milton Friedman believe that the more economic freedom that is available, the more civil and political freedoms a society will enjoy. Yep. Thank you for putting that in the chat. That is correct. Lower quality and higher prices are not an advantage. Alright, now we're at the video. So in the video, the girl says that she has the right to sell in the street because it is a command market, fair government, freedom of speech, free market. I'm sure you can guess what it is, but we're gonna watch it anyway because it's silly.
Have a nice day.
Ooh, fresh squeezed lemonade.
Yeah, would you like my some?
No, because I'm already selling fresh squeezed lemonade right across the street, so there's no reason for you to be here.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure mine tastes better.
You're adorable, and you gotta pack this stuff up.
There is something called regulation. And this is a free market, so I have the right to sell here.
Alright, there's our answer for that. Free market.
I think the next one is F.
Yeah, probably. Alright, so 9. Ah. Okay.
Huddle up, guys. She knows economic theory. Hey, think fast, Garfield. Enjoy.
Hello, I'm government regulator. You called?
Yes, I did.
I have a video on here. Is this regulation cardboard? How about this paint? It looks very leady.
It's lead-free.
Did you lick it to find out for certain? What kind of lemons are these?
Organic.
Oof, no, I like the real ones.
This isn't about me, this is about him.
Oh, hi, Jerry! Hey!
I'm great. You're looking good.
Woo, giddy up. Makes the best lemonade, doesn't he? Yeah, the urine's not going to work, is it? That would be a violation. Hi, Jerry. You are in violation of some health codes over here, Jerry. Personal hygiene and food protection. I'm going to have to fine you $200.
You're kind of wasting taxpayers' time and money with this stuff, you know?
I have to slap you with one of these.
Oh, it was a D.
There you go.
For delicious.
I forgot. I haven't watched this in a while. This is why you gotta watch the video. Alright, so it was a D. I don't know what that guy was doing right to not get an F. Alright. D. So number 10 is D. Alright, according to the video, engaging in anti-competitive behavior leads to industrialization, monopolizing, oh man, I cannot talk. Commandeering or socialization. D
for disastrous. Hold it up. The customers need to see that. Higher. Higher. Hey, hi. Jerry had some really good ideas. What do you think about that? Every business should have one. Do you want to see what's inside? Oh, it's like Christmas around here.
These gloves have been used.
They're government tested.
And how much does it cost?
It's only $100.
That's regulatory capture.
Oh!
Oh, this pretty girl need big words for it.
Words coming out of there. Say it again.
Lemonade only 10 cents?
You're gonna shut me down and raise prices.
Oh, why are we dibble-dabbling like this? How about I just buy your
We
stand?
both know lemonade costs 25 cents to make, and you're selling it for 10.
That was... Wow. Hey, what's up?
It's here to talk about the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890. Familiar with it? You cannot engage in anti-competitive behavior. If you start monopolizing, you could go to jail.
I'm sorry, being industrious and competitive is what built America. If I just sit back on my haunches, what's going to stop the Chinese from coming in? I'm trying to protect this country.
Alright, so it is monopolizing. Yeah. 11. Alright. Final video. In the video, the man that was helping the girl talk about regulations. Hang on. Let me read this again. In the video, the man that was helping the girl talked about, yeah, that's why I need to add commas. Okay. About the regulations. I think it's just lobbying for big business, aka friends, greed, go big or go home, money. I need to do some editing.
I think you should pay for your fine with this money.
Here's the thing, though. See, this is petty cash. Petty cash, I mean, I can just go anywhere. I don't really know.
I saw that.
Oh, I've never learned magic.
Would you like some lemonade? Thank you. Hello? Would you like some lemonade? Pomegranate with lemonade.
Promenade my butt. This is my idea. All right, this is trademark and patent infringement.
You're just making that up because you have no customers.
That's terrific and good for you, but you're going to have to prove that in court.
Court?
I have school.
Well, guess what? In court, you're gonna get schooled because I can afford the best lawyer on the block. Boom!
I spent all my time and money creating new ideas for my customers.
So cool. But yeah, you're going to have to take this off the market. Not until I'm done with this, though. This is terrific, and I do thank you.
Can I have one of your delicious promenades? What's wrong? Are you crying, or are you trying to cry? Come on, kid. The oceans are rising and glaciers are melting. Just don't add to the level of water.
Only pollution and fossil fuels were better regulated.
It's this mentality of eat it all buffet. That's what civilization is all about. We'll disappear in obesity.
I just wanted to sell my pomade, but that man cheated me.
You are vile. You're vile and debased. This is regulatory capture. And you are lobbying big business, aka greed. Nothing but greed.
All right. Mm. So this one is greed. We're gonna finish it. So this is a very philosophical type guy.
And it reminds me of the jungle, where everything, everyone, all the lianas, all the plants are just jockeying, are just wildly out for the little bit of sunshine, and they all kill each other. And that's what you do to the American dream. Publicly, big business claims that there are for less regulations. But behind the back of all of you, they are just lobbying for more because they want to destroy small businesses that cannot afford the regular.
Okay, so real quick, because he does end up kind of talking a little bit fast for a pretty big concept. So he's going back and doing an overview of how a lot of businesses, a lot of people will say that they're for less regulation, more freedom, but in the background, they are supporting regulation so that it essentially gets rid of other competitors. So, like how he was trying to get rid of the little girl by adding like first aid that she couldn't afford and the copyright stuff. So they were going over. So that's what this guy is talking about right now. Is he's reviewing that part, that businesses will say one thing, but they're for another thing, and so yeah. So he's giving them an earful.
Regulatory system. If Mr. Smith could go to Washington today, he would filibuster you back into your Big Bang wormhole you have slithered out of.
And you don't deserve that aid.
No, hey!
Yes, just take
You
it.
guys should come and work for me. I can give you a minimum wage. That's good regulation.
Just let's think this through, okay? Oh, guys, really? Really?
That's what should happen.
Come on!
Oh, here we go.
When winter strikes and the porcupines start to freeze, they have no choice but sleeping closer and closer together to stay warm. And thus, they prick each other to death. That's how it happens. How can people live in happiness, just in bliss, when there's so much misery, so much greed?
Promenade?
Thank you.
$1.
So she interrupted his philosophical speech about, I guess, porcupines trying to save themselves during the wintertime, but then gets morbid and they kill each other when they're trying to save themselves. All right. Let me click that.